بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the help of Allah, we began a brief commentary of Quran. We got to chapter Al-Araf, 7th chapter of Quran, which is revealed in Mecca. It has 206 verses. Please listen to verse 127.
وقال الملأ من قوم فرعون أتذر موسى وقومه ليفسدوا في الأرض ويذرك وآلهتك قال سنقتل أبناءهم ونستحيي نساءهم وإنا فوقهم قاهرون.
And the chiefs of Pharaoh's people said, "Do you leave Moses and his people to make mischief in the land and to forsake you and your gods?" He said, "We will slay their sons and spare their women, and surely we are masters over them." In previous verses, Allah was talking about the story and event that happened between Moses, peace be upon him, and Pharaoh. Moses showed his miracle, and Pharaoh invited his people, the magicians, to know Moses' miracle. When they came and brought their tools, and they started to argue and show their activities, their deeds, their magic with Moses, and Moses threw his stick down, they understood that this is not a magic. And they started to worship Allah and to believe on Moses as a prophet of God, as he believed. We said there is a narration from Ibn Abbas that about 600,000 people converted and believed on Allah as the Lord of Moses, and believed on Moses as a prophet of God. And Pharaoh started to fight with them. In this verse, Allah is telling that the chiefs of Pharaoh, the leaders who were working for the Pharaoh, said to Pharaoh, "O Pharaoh, أتذر موسى وقومه ليفسدوا في الأرض?" O Moses, do you want to leave Moses and his people to do whatever they want to do? To bring the problem to the society? ليفسدوا في الأرض. ليفسدوا في الأرض, it means until to make mischief in the land, to bring the problems in the society, because Pharaoh was inviting them to worship himself, and now Moses invited them to worship Allah. And to worship Allah, it means to disobey Pharaoh. To leave Moses, وَقَوْمَهُ, and his nation, لِيُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ, to make a mischief in the land, وَيَذَرَكَ وَآلِهَتَكَ, and to leave you and your Lord. Interpreters of Quran started to discuss about this sentence, that what does it mean to leave you, because they said to Pharaoh, to leave you and your Lord. It means Pharaoh believed in a Lord. He was worshipping another Lord because he said to his people that أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى, I am your Lord. Why they said to Pharaoh that your Lord, as Pharaoh believed in his Lord? Some scholars say that yes, Pharaoh was inviting people to worship himself, but he was worshipping an idol himself as a Lord. He had a Lord, but he was inviting people to worship and to accept him as a Lord. This is one idea. And some scholars said, no, the Lord here, Alihatek, is not the Lord. It is not the Lord that we say, this is divinity. They said, do you leave Moses and his people and to leave them to do you leave them وَيَذَرَكَ, it means while these people they leave you وَآلِهَتَكَ and your divinity. It means while these people do not believe that you are the Lord. Not Pharaoh believes in another Lord. No, these people leave you and your divinity, your godhood. They don't believe that you are the Lord anymore. This is another meaning. Anyway, but overall they said, O Pharaoh, do you want to leave these people to make a mischief in the land while they disobey you and do not believe in your Lord? And Pharaoh answered them and said, قال سنقتل أبناءهم. I'm going to slay their children. وَنَسْتَحْيِي نِسَاءَهُمْ. First, Pharaoh didn't say, I'm going to kill them. To kill them, it means to kill Moses, his followers, and other people. No, because now Moses and his people are very, very strong. As I said, it is mentioned in a hadith, in narration, that about 600,000 people believed in Moses and his followers. And Pharaoh didn't want to start to fight with them. They were so strong. Because of that, Pharaoh said, سَنُقَتِّلْ أَبْنَاءَهُمْ. Interpreters of Quran said, some of them said, because of that, Pharaoh said, I'm going to kill their children. It means these people, I'm going to leave them aside, to leave them to do whatever they want. But with their children, since they are very weak, from the beginning I start to kill them. وَنَسْتَحْيِي نِسَاءَهُمْ. وَنَسْتَحْيِي نِسَاءَهُمْ. The majority, most of the interpreters of Quran, they said, وَنَسْتَحْيِي نِسَاءَهُمْ, and it means, and spare their women. It means to allow them to be alive, to keep them alive, to kill. I'm going to kill their men, but the women, I'm going to leave them alone and I'm not going to kill them. Majority of interpreters of Quran and commentators of Quran have mentioned such a things. But some scholars say this is not a punishment, because Pharaoh wants to tell them that I'm going to punish you. I'm going to kill their children. وَنَسْتَحْيِي, also it is a kind of punishment. And if they allow them to be alive, this is not a punishment. So these scholars say, وَنَسْتَحْيِي نِسَاءَهُمْ, it means, and we take their women as our slave, to keep them alive, to work for us. And this is the meaning of وَنَسْتَحْيِي نِسَاءَهُمْ. وَإِنَّا فَوْقَهُمْ قَادِرُونَ, and surely we are masters over them. They want to emphasize, Pharaoh was going to emphasize that yes, we are their masters and our power is much more than their power. Because of that, we kill their children and we keep their women to work for us, or we allow them to be alive. And from this verse, we understand that anytime that prophets want to do something for the people, to protect them, to save them, to have reformation in the society, they face problem. As Moses started to fight with, Pharaoh started to fight with Moses and his people and kill the children. But what was the reaction of the people? Their people, the believers, inshallah, in next section I'm going to talk about it. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.